Learning. What's the best approach? Learning information so it sticks in your brain can be a real challenge. So often the facts, figures and names that we hear or read seem to go in one ear and out the other without leaving any lasting impression on our memory. Although everyone has their own style of learning, their own mnemonic tricks to try, neuroscience provides us with some helpful hints on how we might learn and remember information more effectively. You might think learning is about how the information goes in, but that's only one part of it, because learning is useless without being able to remember or retrieve what you've learnt. In other words, focusing on what comes out. Learning effectively requires being good at both. Here are 3 things that neuroscience tells us about effective learning. Firstly, forming strong anchors to existing knowledge helps you to remember new information better. Your brain is a network of information. Each piece of information is linked or associated with another, forming a network of concepts, facts, names, words, events and figures. When you remember one piece of information, it often causes you to remember another piece, related, a similar piece of information. When you're learning something new, it's often useful to connect or anchor this piece of knowledge to something which is already firmly embedded in your memory. Secondly, practice retrieving the information you've learned where you've had a spare moment to help stave off forgetting. Most of what you learn is forgotten unless you routinely use the information. This is because of ongoing brain plasticity. Retrieval practice, where you try and recall the information from scratch, or when you try and recognize information which you've previously experienced, helps to reinforce the memory connections in your brain and makes them more resistant to forgetting. Thirdly, aim not just to learn, but to become an expert by setting yourself achievable learning goals. Expertise is associated with a whole host of benefits, from improved flexibility in your thinking, more efficient problem solving. Being an expert doesn't necessarily mean having an innate talent for something, but instead comes from sustained, effortful learning, practice and the experience of something. Setting yourself short-term achievable learning goals which accumulate over time into the development of a core expertise will help you to recap the benefits of being an expert across your relevant skills and field. Having a mentor who is an expert in something that you'd like to become an expert in can help to facilitate this process. These are just 3 out of a much longer list of insights, some of which go really deep into the neuroscience, others are very practical. They arise all from neuroscience on how we can improve the way that we learn. Given that learning is the centerpiece of your ability to develop and improve and impress, we know that putting learning at the center of what you do, in other words, creating a culture of learning, is key to your success. If you'd like to know more about how to create or introduce or refine your learning culture, then please do get in touch with us at Synaptic Potential.